Hi everyone, my name is Danielle. This is my position argument essay for English 110. This is titled, We Can Make This Right. This change would benefit many, and although it's widely talked about issue, it is one that is likely in need for the biggest change. However, I will only be discussing a very small portion of this topic. I will need to show how our healthcare system operates regarding people with pre-existing conditions, how some are not able to afford insurance, and what we can do to make the change that is needed. I know what you're thinking, not another paper about healthcare, but it is. The topic was also chosen because of the meaning it has to me, so here it goes. It's time for a change. This change in healthcare would be to allow people with pre-existing conditions to have access to healthcare, access where premiums are not higher and plans where people don't have to worry about living because all their money goes to insurance. There needs to be a system where working families that are not able to afford insurance yet they make too much are able to be helped and treated. New York State has implemented the Marketplace, which is supposed to offer affordable plans for people. Many of these plans are far from affordable. If I were to be successful in making this change, people would be checked regularly by doctors as needed. If they required medication, it would be covered or given at an actual affordable price. Individuals would know this change has been made by the same means the Marketplace was instilled on everyone. Information tables, online ads, phone calls, emails, news publications, news broadcasts, word of mouth, and any other means they used. Doctors that know their patients' issues would be able to inform them that they have have options that won't leave them stuck with thousands of dollars in medical bills. I would want to make this change because it is an issue that hits very close to home and it is very important to me. It is important because not being able to afford things like proper medicine, hospital visits, and checkups are one of the reasons that my father is no longer here. He had Crohn's disease, blood clots in his legs, and arthritis in his back. My family and I believe, due to all the after-side events, that he also had colon cancer, which he never told us about. It was an issue where he seemed to always be in pain. When it was absolutely necessary, he would go to the hospital. Whenever he went, though, it always left a very large hole in my parents' pocket. They both worked and all that, but it meant nothing for insurance companies. They didn't qualify for any insurance or aid regardless of all the issues my dad had. They could not afford the skyrocketed prices of the insurance premiums offered through work or plans they could be individually billed for. An article was written in the New York Post stating that 1 in 4 American families have had to turn down medical care that they needed because of cost. This is simply just unacceptable. According to the American Journal of Public Health, estimated in 2009, 45,000 people died every year for not having health coverage. In this very real life we're living, anyone, including myself, could get to work on making this change a reality. First, researching all the issues and oppositions is necessary. After that, we could get involved with an interest group that supports change in healthcare and be an advocate for them. It would be possible to speak out on this experience that has affected my family and so many others. Many have heartbreaking stories of their own that push them as well. So much is that a personable approach could be put on a major issue to cause change. It becomes comforting that you know that there are other people out there that have been in similar situation and have lost a loved one because of treatment or avoiding medical care costs. Many have made attempts to elicit change. It can eventually be made if we all learn and acknowledge we have a voice and a story to tell. To effectively make change, it starts with one or a few people expressing their concerns or their pain to gain support needed. It can be brought to the attention of a local government committee to begin the process in the legal aspect. Any of these positions can bring about the change that would be needed if they worked together. I really do not believe that this could be done by only one of these options. Citizens being concerned about these issues are the individuals that bring them to the light and make them worth listening to. At a government employee level, many in the healthcare industry are involved. Administration and medical services, health programs, analysts, and more would be able to help provide intel on the immense population of people that this initiative could benefit. Several people would be opposed to this reform, including special interest groups in the medical field, others in government, or different political parties. The doctors could oppose and say they would lose out or cause overload in their patient list. Certain doctors being able to accept the program may be limited. This could cost more for other individuals, or insurance companies shouldn't have to take on the burden, some in government would argue. How could this be prevented if the people caring for us don't seem to care enough? Is that even the real issue? Our providers not caring is not so much the issue as much as the healthcare industry. Something is needed in healthcare, and it certainly is not pushing away from people's pre-existing conditions. This reform could be accomplished through starting to talk about it by getting involved and making opinions heard. We could start this by talking to people in our neighborhoods and communities and attempting to win over their support. This support group could start working to contact local officials and even medical companies. Local officials can then help with the issues and bring it to the attention of state leaders. At that time, a legislature or standing committee would have to take it to a vote in the House. If passed, it would then go through our state Senate. From there, the reform could be passed into law, after being read through 3 times before final action, then take effect to help thousands of people in need. Now, for as long as it would take to get the legislation, it could be years, but once in hand, it has 10 days for governor approval and signature. If they do not sign it, it will become a law anyway. If legislature is out of session, the governor is given 30 days instead. Overall, healthcare reform is a huge issue that should be tackled in pieces. It is too large and such a generalized topic that when discussing things as a whole, important factors fall to the wayside. Ensuring those with pre-existing conditions is one of those small things. Who would want someone to lose someone they love to avoid a few cents out of their check or answer a few questions? My guess would be nobody. But unfortunately, some people are not open to thinking about what affects others until it affects them as well. That is not to say those people are heartless or cruel, but some things are out of sight, therefore out of mind. That is how change gets started, though, when someone realizes that something has happened that needs to be changed, and they take the initiative regardless of the struggle and the letdowns. We can all work together for a greater good, where people's quality of life means something no matter who they are or what income bracket they come from. A solution is right around the corner, and we can all make a difference. We can make this right. Thanks, everyone.